One of the common misperceptions about eating disorders, and in particular anorexia nervosa, is that, and that's the illness where people can actually see that someone has become very emaciated, that they've lost a lot of weight, that in some ways anorexia is a choice. The analogy I use to try and help people understand this is that sometimes people cough, and you can either suppress a cough or you cough, but at some level the control of a cough changes when it becomes pneumonia and you're coughing to stay alive. And anorexia is a bit like that. Initially people go on a diet maybe, or something very stressful happens and they realize they're less hungry and their weight drops, and all of a sudden people kind of admire it or notice it, or it feels all right initially and it's somewhat in their control. And then the nature of anorexia nervosa as an illness sets in. And it is like the pneumonia. Nobody chooses to have pneumonia, to lose their breath, to possibly die. Nobody chooses to have anorexia nervosa. The illness absolutely takes over control of one's brain, and one's character, and really control of one's life. When someone has anorexia, it is a terrible illness and they are tormented within. And they have very little control over their lives at that point. And so people think, well, maybe it's a vanity thing, because culture is somewhat about fashion and looks, and maybe initially it starts out like that, but it soon takes over and is its own sort of dreadful illness that's quite intractable, very hard to treat, and has the highest mortality rate of all mental illnesses. People think it's an illness of privileged people, that it's an illness of only young people, and none of those things remain true. That may have identified people as the illness was first identified. So back in the day it was identified most in North America anyhow, or at least in the Western world, amongst a more privileged group of people, and rarely identified with men. But it's not about privilege. People from all walks of life develop anorexia. It's it's pervasive in the same way that schizophrenia is pervasive. It's all around the world.